We're going to welcome in Kevin Minnick of the Courier-Post. Keep the high school baseball conversation going. Good morning, Kevin.
Morning, Sully. How you doing
Hey,
today?
how's it going, man? Thanks for taking a few minutes here on a holiday weekend. Wanted to talk some high school baseball. Obviously, this is a subject we could talk for a couple hours on. Some outstanding baseball going on. What's your impression of the sectional tournament so far? And a lot of really interesting upsets going on.
Yeah, I think what this tournament is clearly showing right now is that seeds don't matter. As long as you could get into the tournament, everybody comes in with a fresh 0-0 record, and it's clearly showing that just because you are a top seed, there's no guarantee you're moving on. And there's been some great games so far. There's been a number of walk-offs. There's been a number of no-hitters. It's just been a really, really great start to the tournament.
One section I wanted to get in with you a little bit closer is South Jersey. What do we got? Group 1, I guess, is Wildwood, and they're going to be taking on Pennsville in the semis. That's a really exciting semifinal matchup.
Yeah, it'll be the third time between these two teams, and I think I told you last week. I give Wildwood a shot to win this game, and I think Wildwood is a team that can definitely win this tournament. This sectional. They've got some experience back. They've got a kid in Chris Mormley who's been playing extremely well right now. They split their two games with Pennsville. They lost the first one early. I think it was the second game of the season, but that was a 6-5 game, and then they beat them 2-1 late in April, and obviously that shows that this is if that's any indication that this game should be another tight one. So. Like I said, I give Wildwood every chance to win this tournament. I think they're a decent baseball team, and the way the bracket is unfolded now, it's clearly I don't want to say it's theirs for the taking, but they've got a very, very good opportunity to win a championship.
I told you, man, watch out for Pennsgrove. That was a tight game in the opening round, 3-0 Pennsville.
Yeah, 3-0. I'm not, like I said. I think at this stage, and what it's proven is that the seedings don't matter. And if you like Mr. McGarry before me, who's burying me about his cow, we got to stick. Let's get it straight right now that it doesn't matter to me whether you play in Bordentown or you play at Lower Cape May. I have no allegiance to anyone, but I give McGarry a little bit that he covers the cow. That's his job, So he's going to do that, 24/7. So he'll know a little bit more probably about what's going on, but. Like I said, at this point in the tournament, it's anybody's ball game, and there's clearly some very good teams down, especially in the Cal this year, that are playing very good baseball, as there are teams in other parts of South Jersey that are capable of winning championships too.
Kevin, give us a little more insight on some of the teams that the Cal fans might not get to see on a regular basis. You got teams like Washington Township. They're going to be playing Millville in South Jersey Group 4. And, Highland's had a great season. They're going to be taking on Toms River South in the other semifinal, South Jersey Group 3. So there's, number 1 West Deptford still alive in South Jersey Group 2. And you got all those parochial schools in non-public A. So give us a little bit of breakdown on some of the teams that Cal fans should be looking out for as these tournaments progress.
Well, if you start out in 4, you look at obviously, you brought up the Millville-Washington Township game. There's obviously two teams right there that are playing pretty good right now. Millville coming off of a big win over Lenape, a Lenape team that was a second seed that won the Olympic American. Washington Township is in the Olympic American as well, and they've had a kind of I want to say an up and down season. They come into the tournament with a sub 500 record, but what it comes down to is can you get pitching. And can you get timely hits? And Washington Township's got a couple of outstanding pitchers in Nick Evangelista. He's a senior. You got a junior in Rich Roccaboldo, who's a St. John's commit. So I'm sure Millville's going to see those two guys in some sort of a combination on Tuesday. And on the other side of the bracket, you got EHT's going up against a Clearview team that not only is the number 1 seed, but they won the Tri-County Royal, which was very competitive this year. They're not a team that's going to. I don't think Clearview's a team that blows out many teams. They win games. They manufacture runs. They play very good defense, and they've got some very nice pitching as well. Kenny Mendoza, left-hander, going to Campbell, and Ryan Lauk, who's a right-hander, going to Wagner. So I think you'll probably see one of those two guys on Tuesday as well with them. And then you look at, like you mentioned in South Jersey 3, Highland has had a great year. They've won 12, I believe it's now 12 straight, maybe 14 of the last 15. It's something in that neighborhood. But, they're winning games close. They're showing that they have the ability to scratch out a run. Their win over Seneca on Thursday, was a very tight game going back and forth where pitching was kind of dominating, and they were able to scratch out just one run, and that was more than enough to win the game. So you may see Christian Scafidi. They're going to play Toms River South. They may see Christian Scafidi, right-hander, going to Penn on Tuesday. If not, they may see Anthony Maselli, a junior right-hander who's also had himself a very nice season as well. And then on the other side of that bracket, the Ocean City Mainland game is going to be huge. It'll be on a Tuesday, and I think Sean Mooney will probably take the mound for Ocean City. And he's been nothing short of sensational all season. When you have a kid at this point in the year who hasn't given up I don't think he's given up a run this season. You're talking about somebody very special. And then you look over in like you mentioned in Group 2, West Deptford, huge win for them. Over Barnegat. I don't think anybody thought that they were going to win that game. And West Deptford did what it needed to do, scratched out enough, the 2 runs to get it done, and Drew Wilden did a nice job for West Deptford on the hill, a junior left-hander going to Maryland. So, they've played extremely well pretty much all season long, and they're going to go up against an Audubon team that's kind of caught fire in the last couple of weeks. It's a very good team. And on the flip side, you have Cinnaminson and Manchester Township. But I clearly think West Deptford wins this semifinal. West Deptford's a team that can walk away with Group 2. So that's the public schools, and I think it's going to be entertaining again. And the seeds may hold, the seeds may not. It's just great baseball. And then you look at these non-publics, and you just have great matchups. You're going to have St. Augustine going up against CBA, and with CBA, they lost the Holy Spirit earlier in the year when they were pretty much ranked among the top 5 in the state. So it's not as if Christian Brothers can't be beaten, and St. Augustine has been getting it done pretty much all season. Now they had a tough loss to Millville yesterday. They'll have a diamond game in about an hour and change now against Gloucester Catholic. So you really don't know what the pitching is going to be like today. But come that game with CBA, I'm sure Coach Mike Bylone is setting up his pitching to throw Chris Morganweck on Tuesday if he can, because Chris has obviously rose to the occasion and really established himself as their number one. After some injuries. So like I said, it's just been a really great tournament, and I think I think a lot of people have really, a lot of teams have really opened up a lot of eyes.
I'll tell you, Kevin, a team that really catches my eye is Highland. If memory serves correct, I believe Mainland beat them. Was it last year? It was either last year or the year before. I forget. But they were a team that I looked at as this team's maybe a year away, and the next year they're going to be a solid playoff contender, and they've really turned into that.
Yeah, Highland's a team with a nice mix of talent, and they play in the Tri-County Royal. They finished, I believe, somewhere around second or third in the division. Clearview, like I said, won the division. You have a Williamstown team in that division that was defending Group 4 champion in South Jersey, reached the state final last year, and a Kingsway team that up until the last maybe 2 weeks had been playing pretty well, and then they kind of fell off a little bit. But Highland's a very good team. They play on a lot of emotion. They are truly in talking to them and watching their game the other day with Seneca and speaking with some kids afterwards, they consider themselves more of a family than a team. And like I said, they ride on emotion. They play. They're there 1 through 9 in that order is pretty good. They're constantly supporting each other. There's constant chatter, and they're getting pretty good pitching. Christian Scafidi, I think a lot of people may have let him slip under the radar a little bit, but that kid's pretty good. He's going to go to the University of Pennsylvania. He's going to pitch, and he's a big kid. He's about 6'3", 6'4", probably weighs in the neighborhood of, I want to say, 225, maybe a little less. But, the kid is tough as nails on the mound, and, at this point in time, if you have pitching, like Mr. McGarry said, pitching and defense will win at this point in the tournament. You may have a game here or there where it becomes a slugfest offensively, but you look at it most of the time. if you can put a kid on the mound that can throw strikes and keep and stay away from the big inning, you've got yourself something special. So I think Highland has that in Christian Scafidi, and if it were to be a Highland Ocean City final, I think that would be just an absolutely terrific ball game.
Yeah, you're talking about putting a guy on a mound that can throw strikes and get outs. I mean, we saw that with Mainland on Thursday with Nick Atoy, sophomore, coming up and really shutting down Lacey. And, that's a good sign for Mainland. If they are able to get past Ocean City, they do have some arms that they can throw out there in the final.
That's, he came out of nowhere. And, I think, beginning of the season, you're looking at Mainland, you look at Kyle Gerace, and Kyle had himself a little injury, through some weightlifting things, and didn't get a chance to really take the mound and heat up until maybe in the last couple of weeks. But, Nick Atoy has obviously established himself as a pitcher to watch, and, obviously gives Billy Curran at Mainland, somebody he can look at for the next 2 years as someone to kind of maybe just slide right on in and replace Kyle Gerace as the ace and keep that, keep things going down there. Like I said, you got to have arms at this stage of the game. You have to be able to pitch to win. And if you have two arms like Mainland does, if you have 2 or 3 arms like Ocean City does, it's nothing but a benefit. And it's something that you've got to have if you want to be a championship team. And obviously, some of these teams have it. So, we'll see what happens as we progress and then we reach the state semifinals and the state final level, but, this has really been a great year for South Jersey baseball when it comes to pitching. There are easily a dozen kids I could rip off the top of my head that have had absolutely stellar seasons of 5 and 6 wins, of 60, 70 strikeouts, and ERAs at 1 or below. So, like I said, pitching gets it done. And I think in this particular year, in this particular tournament, that's going to be the difference for the team that wins a championship.
Good stuff, Kevin. We're up against the break. Got to let you go, but thanks as always for your insight, and enjoy the rest of the holiday weekend.
I will. We're off to the Diamond Classic.
Nice. Good stuff, man. Thanks, bud.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
You got it. That was Kevin Minnick of the Courier-Post.